just found dead with disturbing connection to Clinton's, this is worse death yet. The body count that keeps accumulating around Hillary Clinton has reached epic proportions. Anyone who knows her or something about her is not safe, as their time of unfortunate fate could strike at any time, and these fatalities cannot be ignored. It's another day and yet another dead body has been found under extreme circumstances. The cause of death seems to be from knowing and exposing who Hillary Clinton's cash man was. It was probably her most tightly kept secret yet, and one she didn't want out, no matter who she had to kill to keep it silent. Last week, we reported about a prominent surgeon who exposed what seemed to be Clinton corruption in Haiti with the funds that went there for relief but ended up being used for other things unrelated to the devastation in that third world country. Dr. Dean Lorich was found dead in his pricey New York City apartment by his 11-year-old daughter, in what mainstream news said was suicide. However, he had been stabbed in the chest as the mode of death, suggesting that perhaps it was actually homicide instead of a self-inflicted death. The way he died would have been particularly difficult to do to himself. Furthermore, when his daughter found him and called for help, she reported it as an assault, a fact that Democrats are desperate to hide. Lorich wasn't the last sudden death, as we're now getting word of another, more brutal, murder with a very specific tie to Hillary. Under the most alarming circumstances, an inquisitive alternative media journalist has just been found dead. The timing was perhaps not ironic, given that he had just exposed corruption within billionaire liberal financier to all things wrong in America, George Soros and his organization. Bikar Rabbani had investigated and exposed the well-known far-left group that operates and runs completely on Soros funds, who also happens to be a friend and confidant of Hillary's. She had benefited a great deal off his corruption, and now the man who worked to reveal their secrets is dead as of Friday night. Friatider.se reports, as translated from Swedish to English. The cause of death is still unknown, but several theories about it have spread on the internet. The death occurred within hours after Bikar Rabbani had released a movie in which visited the home of multimillionaire Robert Aschberg. Just before Rabbani's mysterious death, he announced that he would release more information about evidence he had uncovered during his investigation. Bikar Rabbani became famous when he went home to Express's Thomas Matson and Diamond Salahu earlier this year to ask questions about their journalism. Rabbani filmed the visit, but neither of the two people he visited dared open the door. He then uploaded the clip online, which became a viral success. Bikar Rabbani then continued his journalism through the Megaphone project. Recently, he released the documentary series In the Shadow of the Shadow, which deals with rapes that affect Swedish women. He also infiltrated an extremist connected to the Nordic resistance movement's demonstration in Gothenburg on September 30th. Yesterday he wrote a post on his VK account. But now the megaphones confirmed that he suddenly died. We can be very sad to announce that Bikar Rabbani is dead. Bikar was a fierce fighter who fired for justice and who without hesitation stood up for all those who themselves could not or dared. We will remember Bikar for his energy, his driving force, and not least all his work. We currently do not know the causes of death, and the spread of rumors is great so long as information is available. We can only donate our thoughts and condolences to Bikar's family and relatives in this difficult time, he writes on Facebook. Bikar Rabbani's last project was a review by Robert Aschberg, director of Left Extremes Expo, a left-wing extremist organization dedicated to registering people on the right-hand side. Rabbani had, among other things, made a home visit to Aschberg, which, however, would not be interviewed. After my visit to Aschberg, my Facebook accounts were permanently closed. This has never happened before. And the text below the report was deleted everywhere on Facebook. Our website has also been under attack. The report will be coming soon and probably the first ever to review Aschberg. Look out for the days and spread as much as you can, wrote Bikar Rabbani in a blog post on December 7. Rabbani promised yesterday new information about Robert Aschberg. Coming an update on Aschberg. He has watched the video and mailed Mikitkel, as we say on SFI. It's coming up later today. Spread the word on Facebook, says Bikar Rabbani's last post in social media, which was published on Thursday. However, the information should not have been published. Bikar Rabbani became 33 years old. He came from a Palestinian family who fled from Palestine to Syria in 1948. The exact cause of death is not yet known, but on the net the theory is that both Robert Aschberg himself and the Israeli intelligence service Mossad could be behind the death. National journalists at Review Sweden have released a film on Friday night to report a robbery to Robert Aschberg for murder, because it is strange that Bikar Rabbani suddenly dies when he reviews Aschberg. However, some concrete evidence is not presented. GS writes that you will request the autopsy report. The megaphone itself points at that there is big rumor spread on the net right now. Bikar Rabbani should have died during the night to Friday. Free Times have sought relatives of Bikar Rabbani, who do not currently want to pronounce on the death. According to Social News, Rabbani has contacted the newspaper reporter Igor Putilov 2 weeks before his death and said that he personally received a warning from a safe contact to be careful. However, in the FB conversation with Putilov, Rabbani's answers are now removed, which is not usually the case even if a profile is removed, says Social News. According to the online newspaper, Rabbani will also have worked with a review of Facebook and its employees. Why is it that everyone around the Clinton clan always seems to commit suicide, disappear or dies under mysterious circumstances? There are two answers to this dilemma: either the Clintons themselves are responsible, or they are the luckiest people in the history of the universe. And I don't know about you, but as for myself, I don't believe in luck.